Hello everyone, Boy here, and welcome to another episode of Electric Wind God Vids. Today we're talking about the thing that new Tekken players don't want to have a conversation about the most. How to beat sweep lows. Now, sure, you probably want to know, but rarely do people want to do the actual work required to beat low sweeps. If you were paying attention to the screen just now and not my voice, you actually just saw the answer. This right here, followed by this. That's it. That's all you have to do to learn how to beat low sweeps. The truth is, there's a lot of ways to deal with lows in Tekken. You can jump them with hop kicks, you can step some of them, you can low parry. But if you're getting hit by Snake Edge still, you're not ready for any of the countermeasures that I just described. Learning to block the slowest lows in the game is a grind, but it's something that you have to practice in order to get there. A combination of practice mode and actually playing against low level players that do these disrespectful sweep lows is the only way to train your brain to be familiar with them. If I can make an analogy for Street Fighter players, do you remember the first time Ibuki's overhead popped you in the noggin and you got hit by a full combo because of it? You probably felt really angry. And you probably felt really angry because you weren't used to it. The frequency of how often you got hit by Ibuki's overhead lowered over time because you became more accustomed to its animation, and more importantly, when people like to use the overhead. Just as a quick aside, I personally think that 23 frames is when the best human reactions in 3D fighting games can start blocking low on reaction, and this comes purely from my experience as a Soul Calibur 2 player blocking Taki's 1A on reaction, and then nothing else faster than that. Tekken 7 has considerably more input lag than its predecessors, so if I had to guess, I'd probably say 24 frames is a more fair number for this game. I wouldn't start at 24 frames though. I'd start with your big, slow, dumb lows like Brian's Snake Edge or Lily's Sweep. I'd start there because at the lower levels, that's what you're going to encounter first. I'm going to say I'm okay with being wrong with my estimation of 24 frames. It's really just me going off of my previous experience with other Namco games. Going back to the Ibuki example, knowing when these moves are used by your opponent is just as critical as learning the animation. Just because many of these slow sweeps are seeable does not mean you won't get hit by them. They all have some sort of ducking or evasive property, which is why they are popular panic buttons. Look at this match right here. Even Weka, one of the best Xiaoyu players in the world, tried to land an I-27 sidestep 4 versus another good Xiaoyu player because if it hit, he would have won the round. Sometimes the risk is worth it, depending upon the move. As you get better, you'll pick up on some of the nuances of some of these moves, some of their evasive properties. For example, Lily's Sweep ducks under a bunch of ridiculous mids for no reason. Eddie's 3 slide 4 avoids some mids after you block it, so you have to have the correct punish for it, etc, etc. And that's all nuance that you can work towards, nuance that you can discover naturally as you broaden your knowledge of the game. But every single bit of that comes after you go into training mode and set up the sweep to repeat. I personally suggest setting the low that you're having trouble with as one option, then setting a mid that looks at least somewhat similar to the low as another option. As you improve, try adding more options. It's not an overnight solution, but that's not the point. The point is to sharpen your reactions by adding these move animations to your mental library. Just like Ibuki, once you know what's going on, you won't have to actively think about it anymore when Brawler Brian shows up and Snake Edges at you from 12 character lengths away. Hey everyone, it's Boy here, and that is just about all I have to say in regards to slow lows. I hope that this was beneficial to you in some way. I hope it gives you sort of a starting point for where you can start with these lows. Next time we are going to talk about stepping and how you can implement that into your game to be a more mobile and active player.